Hey everyone! I hope you all had a great holiday break. Today, I'm bringing you a gameplay video for Variance. If you've been following me, you know I've been talking about this game a lot. And for good reason. It's the game we needed, but didn't realize until it came along. First, a quick reminder of what Variance is all about. It's a fast-paced roguelite-metroidvania where you play as Ella, a fierce warrior guided by Remor, fighting the oppressive Voidian High Council. The game is currently in closed alpha, but it's already looking amazing. In this guide, we'll go through the tutorial together, and then I'll show you a few tricks to take down different types of enemies or tackle the tricky Skybound Ascent level. Ready? Let's get started. First up, the movement training session. Quick tip, you can customize your controls in the settings menu, and the tutorial will adjust to your setup. I'm using an Xbox controller, and everything lines up perfectly. Next up is something crucial for later, dash and dash jump. Make sure to practice these moves thoroughly. They'll be game changers down the line. Now for jump, jump, dash. Remember, you can only jump once in the air until you touch the ground again. That's why dash, jump, jump won't work. Airborne jumps are limited to just one before landing. Jump pads are key for covering large distances. However, you can interrupt the flight at any moment using a dash or a jump. That's about it for the basic controls. We're all set to move on. Next up, the combat training session, aka the absolute basics of dishing out some serious smackdowns. Let's get into it. First, the basic attack. Make sure to land as many hits as you can before your opponent gets the chance to strike back. Now, here's something that'll save your life more times than you can count. You can safely dash through projectiles. Use it wisely. And finally, my absolute favorite move, one I love more than any special, Dash Strike. This is the secret weapon behind every one of my playthroughs. Before we dive into skills, we've got two more special attacks to cover, Down Strike and Upper Strike. Upper Strike is your go-to move for dealing with flyer-type enemies. Down Strike is perfect for enemies below you, although, as you can see, I've got quite a bit of trouble mastering this one. Now it's time for skills. Unlike special attacks, these require energy to use, so plan wisely. As you can see, instead of hitting the enemies, I ended up shooting the wall, so I had to take out the rest of the Orbians the old-fashioned way. And finally, we have the Tri-Attack. It's an incredibly powerful skill, but it requires precise positioning on the map to use effectively. And that's about it. Mastering these techniques is the key to success. But don't worry, I'll also show you a few tricks to handle different types of enemies. First up, Orbions. When they have 3 HP, you can safely land 3 quick hits before they charge up and explode. Unfortunately, the upgraded versions have 4 HP and charge up faster. The best approach is to start with a dash strike and follow up with 2 quick hits. Things get trickier when the red upgraded Orbions, Blastians, show up. These guys throw grenades at Ella, but guess what? You can bounce those grenades right back at them. Or you can just push them into the abyss. Time for the deadly claws. Watch for their attack signal, back off, and when they pause, hit them with 3 quick strikes. The third one does extra damage. Ever face the Shredder? It's a spinning wheel of deadly claws. Instead of fighting in open space, pin it to a wall and finish it with a flurry of attacks or a well-placed skill. Next up, let's talk about Hooverflies. These are pretty easy to handle, as long as you remember to dash to dodge their projectiles. A well-timed dash strike takes care of them in no time. Fireflies make things a bit trickier, especially since they often appear in large groups. The principle is the same, dash to dodge, but try to line them up and take them out with a skill. And finally, the Sentinels. While they might look intimidating, they're, in my opinion, the most methodical enemies to beat. When they lock onto you with their laser, you can safely land 3 hits, then dash through them and repeat with another 3 hits. The upgraded red version is a bit tougher. They have more HP, hit harder, and lock on faster. I recommend using your dash after just 2 hits, and watch out for their deadly circle of beams. Now, let's move on to exploration tricks, where I'll show you how to deal with lasers and climb rocky walls. Closing portals probably annoyed more than just me, especially those direction-changing lasers that shredded my HP right at the start of a level. Turns out, a well-timed dash can save you from losing health. Now for the cherry on top, how to conquer the wall in Skybound Ascent. The key thing to remember is that holding down the jump button makes you jump higher. This is crucial. Without it, you won't make it. Secondly, something I mentioned earlier, you can only jump off the air once before touching the ground again. Let's start the climb. This part is pretty straightforward. With platforms on both sides, a simple double jump will get you to the large rock above. Let's skip the enemies and keep climbing. These platforms can also be cleared with a simple double jump. Here's where it gets really tricky. To reach the ledge above, you need to jump left from the edge of the platform, then right. It's a double jump, but with a change of direction. You'll need to repeat this maneuver a few times. Now, with the next platform sticking out so far, you'll need to perform a dash jump. Now repeat those two tricks, the direction-changing double jump and the dash jump, and you'll be at the top. And that's everything I wanted to show you today. Variance is a challenging game, but it's incredibly rewarding. Hopefully, these tips will help you dominate the leaderboards that came with Wave 3 and secure your place at the top. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, show some love and spread the word. For more Web3 gaming content, follow my profile. Take care, and see you next time.